Hello guys, welcome to C++ Basics tutorial number 6. Today we're going to talk about operators. I haven't been able to make videos recently because I was involved in a project and it's almost done now. And so I'll be making some back-to-back videos today. I think there will be at least one more, if not two. So in our previous lessons we learned quite a few basic stuff. In this one we'll be talking about operators, and there will be one more lesson after this, after which we'll be done about the basics. So let's get into it. Alright, so today we're gonna talk about different kind of operators: assignment operator, arithmetic operators, compound assignment, increment and decrements, relational and equality, logical operators, conditional operators, comma operator, bitwise operator, not very important, but I'll just tell you what it is, sizeof, and precedence of these operators. Alright, so let's see the assignment operator first. Might be pretty straightforward for most people. A assignment operator is used to assign a value. Duh. So for example, x equals 23 means you are putting 23 into x. Alright, we have already written programs using these operators before. So, and it have a right to left value, so whatever is in the right will be stored into the left, and so it always assigns to the right, from the right part to the left part. Alright, C++ always also allows to use these assignment operators as a right value. Okay, by the way, the R value and L value, L value is in the example at first x equals to 23, L value is whatever is in the left and R value is whatever is in the right. So you can also use equal in the R value. For example, you can say x equals to 23 plus y equals to 53, which is same as assigning 53 to y first and then saying that ax is going to be equals to 23 plus y. Okay, and you can also put multiple equals, which is also valid. As I said earlier, it goes from right to left. So in that example, a equals to b equals to c equals to 23 will assign 23 to c first and then assign whatever is in the c to b and whatever is in the b to a. Alright, so that means it's all a, b and c is going to have 23 in them. Alright, now let's go to arithmetic operators. This might also be pretty straightforward. Basic mathematics. Plus is a division, minus is subtraction, asterisk is multiplication, slash is division, and percentage is called the modulo, modulus. So for the people who don't know what modulo is, if you put a modulo in between two numbers, it will give you the remainder when you divide the number from right to left. Okay, for example, 15 modulo 4 is 3, because when 4 divides 15, we're gonna have a remainder of 3. Okay, we also have compound assignments, which are plus equals, minus equals, and so on. So it's used for changing the value of a variable using the current value stored in the same variable. Okay, for example, if you say a plus equals to 5, it is same as add 5 to a and store that answer to the same variable a. Okay, pretty simple. And so a minus equals 5 means subtract whatever is in a by 5 and store that value to a. okay, or a divided equals 5, same thing. And also a times equals b percent, b modulo 2 is same as saying a is equals to a times whatever is the answer when b is whatever is the remainder when b is divided by 2. Okay, not hard. And let's go to increment and decrement, designated by plus plus and minus minus. So plus plus will increment a value by 1. It is same as writing plus equals to 1. Example, a plus plus or a plus equals to 1 both increase the value of a by 1. Okay, and decrement is the same, it decreases the value by 1 units. Example, a minus minus or a minus equals to 1 both decrease the value of a by 1. Okay, and these two operators, plus plus and minus minus, can be used as a prefix or a suffix. Means you can use plus plus right in front of a variable or right after the variable. Okay, example, a plus plus or plus plus a both are valid in C++, but there is a little bit of different on how you use them, and sometimes you will get unexpected answers due to this. So in case of so if you write a plus plus, that means that it will, so it only makes difference when you are doing an evaluation and putting, for example, a plus plus on the right hand side and storing that value to some other variable on the left hand side. Okay, for example, if you say that a is equals to 5 and b is going to be equals to a plus plus, which is same as a plus a is going to be added by 1 and that is going to be stored in b, which will give us the answer of a is equals to 6 because we incremented it by 1, and b is going to have the value of a. Okay, that means that first a is going to store whatever is in the b, then it's going to increment a. But if you write plus plus a, that means that first it will increase the value of a, then put it into the b. Okay, so in this example, if we say a equals to 5 and b equals to plus plus a, that's going to give us a equals to 6. Okay, because we incremented a by 1, and b is also going to have a value of 6 because we incremented a first, then we stored that value in b. Okay, very basic, and a lot of people get a completely entirely different answers. It gave me some trouble when I started with it, so just be careful. Relational and equality operators. So double equals, not same as single equals, which is the assignment operator. Double equals is asking if two variables are equal or not on left hand side and right hand side. If those two values are equal, it's gonna return true, otherwise it's gonna return false. Okay, exclamation equals is asking if two values are not equals to each other. Okay, that is greater than, that is smaller than, that is greater than or equals to, smaller than or equals to. I'm guessing most people know about this. So for example, if you say is 23 equals to 53, it's going to say false. Okay, because we all know 23 is not equals to false. So, but if you say 23 greater than or equals to 23, then it's going to say true. Okay, because 23 is equals to 23. Okay, or you can use it in a variable. You can say is a greater than b, it will return true if a is bigger than b, false otherwise. And if you say a not equals to b, then it returns true if a and b are not equal to each other, otherwise it's going to return true, it's going to return false, sorry. Okay, now logical operators, double ampersand and two pipes. In C++, double ampersand and double pipe is a symbol some people who are just starting into computers may not know about it. It's in the keyboard, just under most of the keyboard is just under the backspace. So it's a straight line. It's called pipe. So that means OR, logical operators in C++, and double ampersand means AND. Okay. So let's say if you have two expressions, A and B, and if we put double ampersand in between those two variables, and then it's gonna say is A or A if both expression A and both expression A and B are true, then only it's going to return true in AND. If you don't know the basics of AND or not, these are all logical operators. This is very important to know, and it's one of the basic thing that you will be doing as a programmer. Knowing about AND or not, you will be using it pretty much in each and every logical programs that you will be writing. It's very important, very useful, and this is what this is how most programs get or become alive, respond. Okay, that's what I would like to say about this. So using double ampersand will result true only if both expressions on left hand side and right hand side are true, and it will return false if any of these statements is a false statement. Okay. And also two pipes, and that is saying OR is going to return false only if both statement on left hand side and right hand side of it is false. Okay, it's very simple, exactly like asking an English question. Okay, for example, is A if A is true and also B is true, you see, and B is true, that means that both have to be true for the combined result to come as a true. But you can see if A is true or B is true, you can work if either one is true. Okay, but you cannot work if both is false. So that's how you get true and false result. Just ask in English if you get confused about this question. Okay, and exclamation corresponds to Boolean logic not. So it's basically saying if you get a result of expression as a true, then adding exclamation in front of it or a not in front of it will just invert the value. If you get answer as a true, it's going to convert it into false. You can just make the opposite of whatever comes out of the answer. Okay, and it's always located at the left hand of a expression. Okay, it inverses, as I said, it inverses the value of operand. Okay, example, if 23 is equals to 23, we know that it is true, but putting exclamation in front of it will return this as a false. Okay, it's going to be very important. You might think it's not that useful, only makes it confusing, but later on when you get to program, we'll see the actual result of and the actual use of using exclamation. Okay, so there's also other operator called conditional operator. That's a question mark and a colon. Most people don't like to use it when they start programming, but once you get hold of it, once you grasp the concept of it, it becomes really useful. Shorthand form of asking if then else. Okay, we'll get to if then else later on with the conditional statements, but this is very useful. So it evaluates the expression and returns a result. Okay, and we write it as give a condition, question mark, then return whatever is true, then colon, return whatever is false. Okay, let's go with the example. So here I'm asking is 7 greater than 5. Since this will evaluate as true, it's gonna return 10. Okay, but if we had returned 7 is 7 less than 5, then it would have returned 20, because 7 is less than 5 will return false. Okay, you see the idea here. So if it is true, it's going to return whatever is between question mark and colon, and it will return whatever is after colon if it is false. Okay, and if you say not 5 equals to 5, yeah, as I said, adding not changes the value. So it will return this statement right here. It will return 2 because 5 is equals to 5, but exclamation or not will change that true to false statement. So 2 is returned in this example. Okay, straightforward, easy. All right. So we also have a comma operator. I don't use it much often, but it comes handy sometimes. So it is used when 2 or more expression is included where only one is expected. Okay, for example, if you say x equals to, and you say y equals to 27 comma y plus 23, that will say that will first store 27 into y, then add y with 23 and store whatever comes out of the answer to x. Okay, so x is going to have 50 in it. Okay, first it will store 27 to y, then add whatever is there to y, and then store it into x. Alright, bitwise operator, you don't need to know about bitwise operator much unless you are doing programming in a very bit. Right now, whatever you write the programs, most of the time you'll be only dealing with byte of a data, because a byte is minimum how you will go, because as you saw in earlier videos, the smallest unit that you will be working with was a byte. That was a character. Then the size of character was a byte. So used only when you are working with the bits of data on a very low level. You might want to do that when you get to some advanced programming concepts. Okay. So a single ampersand is a bitwise AND. 5 is a bitwise OR. Okay, these are I'm just showing you the list of what are the bitwise operators that you will be seeing, but hopefully you'll not be seeing it very soon because you don't really use it much often. Okay, now there's explicit typecasting operators. So typecasting is converting a variable from one data type to other. Okay, there are some compatibility issues with the typecasting, but this is just a basic concept as you're seeing here. For example, we have a int a and float b is equals to 6.67. Then we can store b into a by putting int in parentheses just in front of b, or you can also put int and put b in the parentheses. That will store 6 into a. What it will do is it will convert the floating point value of b into an integer value and store that into a. Okay, so that's the typecasting. And there's a sizeof. It will return the size in bytes for a data type or variable itself. So example, if I say a variable size of char is equals to size of in parentheses char, then it will store 1 to the variable size of char, because the size of character data type is 1 byte. So we talked about this in the previous videos. Yes, you know about it. Okay. Now there are other operators. We'll get to those when you get to object-oriented programming, like linked list and other data types. But for now, let's talk about the precedence of these operators. Okay. The order in which these operators are performed is done according to the priority, and there is a priority order defined in C++ for each of these operators, which is right in your screen at this moment. I'm gonna put this in the description. Just go through it. Very important. Helps you figure out when you have a long expression, then it will help you figure out how it is calculating the values. Okay. Mostly you will be dealing with a parenthesis, or I would say increment, decrement, maybe some typecasting, arithmetic operators, um, arithmetic operators that involves multiplication, division, modulo, then addition and subtraction. Okay, maybe those are the most important things that people might be using and getting confused with. Just refer to this sheet and you should be able to figure out what happens first when you do some calculation. But you can avoid vague calculation using parenthesis, which is always good. So just make a habit of using parenthesis instead of just going with a long line and getting confused later on when you see the code yourself. Okay, that's all for the operators. Please rate, comment and subscribe. As I said, I haven't been able to make videos these days because I was working in a project and I'm also designing a website. I would like everybody to go to that website for more stuffs. It's my new website is called learnfromsucceed.com. It's under construction at this moment, but I'm hoping it will be finished very soon. So in next video we'll talk about basic input and output. That will end the basics, and then we'll get to some conditional statements, other advanced data types and things like that. Then we'll also do some coding after that. Then we'll program, learn and implement what you learned in basics. And as I told you in my earlier video, I'm also going to put some programming lessons for beginning with Java. You will find it to be much similar concept with the basics level, and you should be, if you are interested, you can choose between either C++ or Java, two giant programming languages for today, object-oriented modeling. So yeah, this is the end of operators. Please rate, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Thank you for watching.